Hello, greetings everyone. I believe the last time I made a video as serious as this was too long ago. My style varies, as you've seen, but I want to bring up a point today that I believe has reshaped YouTube into a way it's much different than it was. And I will talk about, at one point, something that I truly deeply felt. I was a huge Mr. Beast fanboy at one point. I will not lie about that. Knowing that someone who was an awkward kid at the age of 9 or 10 started by creating Minecraft videos in his bedroom, ended up being the biggest YouTuber on the planet, doing really cool stuff and changing the world through philanthropy and really fun ideas. That is something that I aspired to be, and that anyone like me, or even anyone in general, as a shy kid, could do it just like him. But as you know, that's no longer the case for pretty obvious reasons. However, I will make the point, and the size and scale of the internet has changed too, to a point that it's become a brand. It's become something for us to make money off of in extraordinary ways. We can sell items, we can have subscriptions to our channel, or donations, or charities. But it comes at a cost sometimes, and sometimes people still keep true to themselves while others don't, and they don't care, and then others seem to care, but they really have a different agenda inside that heaves them away from their public image. If I ever criticize any sort of YouTuber, or if I create a video that anyone's disagreed with, there's a level of tribalism, anger that people feel, and even a level of threat amongst basic things such as Terraria or Survival Craft, or even my views on Minecraft. Thankfully, I'm not a YouTuber who's completely engulfed in that type of environment, but it's one that I would like to avoid. I had once made a video on the nature of the universe, and I had upset the scientific community because I had ideas that were unbounded and somewhat abstract, that were not supported by evidence, but I still believed that my ideas could one day be merited, and I still wanted to talk about them. That being said, I removed that video, even though it had about 1.6 thousand views, which is a lot for me. However, I did have a comment that was polite and its way of correcting me, and I had much more respect for that. It was honest and it was straightforward. I think it's part of human nature where we tend to feel a level of anger because we have created a persona or an identity that belongs with these things. When someone attacks that thing we like, such as metal music, and saying that it sucks and that all people that listen to metal music are evil, feels like a personal attack because it not only says metal sucks, but it also says that everyone that listens to it is evil. In my approach of YouTube, the one style of video that I somewhat oppose more than other styles of videos based on my personal experience, besides mukbang of course, is I believe the commentary. What is the word comment if you think about it? In fact, I'll look it up right now. There are a few ways to say it, and on Google I will use this defining language: a verbal or written remark expressing an opinion or reaction. That's what it is, I believe. I think it's opinions. But sometimes the insight that's given is pretty generic or something based, something that we all already know to begin with. Like, don't be a douchebag, and or saying that this YouTuber beat his girlfriend is a terrible person. Of course they are. We focus on things such as destroying these people as much as possible, when that's shown to sometimes not lead to anywhere. As my approach of YouTube, I once had a very different vision for my channel, and I still have big plans and ideas for it, but it's not the same big ideas and plans were of my original channel, or at least of someone doing the same capacity that I am. My videos have ranged from absolutely absurd and ridiculous to more serious toned ones like this one. I'm not defined by my niche or a particular type of video that I need to create in order to please and jerk off the algorithm. No, I do these things because I believe they're more accurate to who I am, and I'm not suiting a larger cause. Now, that's not to say that I don't make videos that do well and can get clicks. I know how to do those things. But sometimes it's better to make something that's simple, that can connect with your fans, and just say, hey, this is how I've been doing. When people pursue YouTube, I don't think they always know what they want, and I constantly see people quitting the platform. It can be for various reasons. Sometimes we have ideas that are just too grandiose, at least in the short run, and then they overwhelm our well-being. And then we say, not right now, not today, ends up diminishing. Sometimes we have stuff happen in life, such as a passing, work, or doing college full-time or overtime, or doing work full-time or overtime. Sometimes we have events that prevent us, a hurricane, or our house crumbling down, all valid reasons. I try to keep a different approach to trolls and comments, say things like this now. And yes, the other reasons, of course, too, is money and fame. I believe that's apparent. If you want money and fame, yes, there's that saying that, oh, these things are superficial, and they are, to an extent. But you must use them with purpose beyond their derivatives themselves. I've made a considerable amount at YouTube. Not, of course, an insane margin, but I've made a decent amount. Enough that I can go for an outing, or I can have some leftover money. But I don't use this money as something should be flaunted, nor is it something I've ever really talked about on my channel. Because I don't simply see these things as something that should be flaunted. When we're shown these things, such as the most successful teenagers who've made the most living, it makes us feel behind, doesn't it? When these things honestly really don't matter. The things that matter come from deeper purpose. I not only like the process of making videos because it feels rewarding when I finish them after a long hours of completion of 5 or 6 hours of editing, but I also like my time to interacting with my fans, with my community, with my comment section, and I hopefully believe it makes my fans happy, and anyone who just wants to watch my videos and get some sort of insight. Here, that's the thing. Some videos have great insight, such as certain type of documentaries remind us to be mindful and to think about the universe as something much deeper than ourselves. We talk about not knowing what we want today, and we talk about not knowing what's important to us and feeling like life has no meaning. And while I believe this type of mindset is defeatism, ultimately nihilistic, we consume so much on the internet. We see so much videos of people arguing, virtue signaling, without actually saying that I'm right and this guy is wrong. But the type of thinking that life has no meaning, or virtue signaling, to subconsciously reinforce your idea as morally sanctioned, I believe are mistakes on deep levels. Because these are the type of mindsets that keep us from doing YouTube eternally. If I don't get these things, that is totally okay, and I will find something else that satisfies me equally. If YouTube were to shut down tomorrow, yes, I would be probably upset, eventually accept the fact I can no longer be a YouTuber, and I would find something else that satisfies me. Because I don't necessarily think these things make you who you are, nor, at least in your view, are these things really the things that drive you. YouTubers such as Markiplier were always authentic to me, and many people, because they were genuine people. They always stood up to what they thought was the right way of making content, still not differing from their style, albeit I believe today if they started off not at all have gained the attention they did, but nonetheless it wouldn't change the fact that they're still trying to be genuine individuals. They're not swayed by fame. They became famous because they were who they were. Anyways, critiques are an important thing in the landscape nowadays, but I'm not talking about critiques on a certain channel, type of content, or what the most important opinion is, but rather to critique the system as a whole and make us reflect on ourselves. Should we view things through a different lens, at least when creating YouTube videos? I hope this video can give you a deeper understanding in that sense, and you can take it home to evolve how you view this landscape. But if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll see you all later.